going to do a quick demo of launching a new application into the Google Cloud. I've already prepared a couple steps here, and we're just going to get the cluster going. I'm going to talk about what's going to happen during this demo while this cluster is spinning up. As we can see here on the left-hand side is the Google API, or excuse me, the user interface for the Google Cloud. We're going to be interacting with the cloud, however, via its API, as a programmer might do in their daily work. Right now, we're this cluster that we're spinning up, and pretty much any cluster will take around 3 minutes or so to materialize in the cloud. And then we're going to be launching an application from scratch. This application today that we're going to be launching is a chat robot. I use this chat robot as well as others in while teaching children to do computer programming. My robot here that we're going to be launching in the cloud, his name is Marvin, and Marvin consists of a series of files that define his configuration. The configuration is launched and run by an application called Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a server application scheduling platform that I run here at home, and that's where I usually run my bots. But it's also the foundation of Google's container management system in the cloud. So you running these same robots in the cloud is pretty trivial and just requires a few pieces of configuration. Marvin consists of his main application, of course, which is this YAML file. So it's a very short piece of configuration, and it consists of a little bit of storage. We're going to be provisioning the storage all automatically with this configuration file into the Google Cloud as well. And as you can see here, the cluster is starting to materialize. It takes, as I mentioned, about 3 minutes. And we can go and already take a look at what's happening here. We've get reporting and monitoring of our cluster, CPU utilization, disk bytes, network, etc. And all of that happens automatically. And you can drill down and see all of the other pieces of information here that are pertinent to the cluster. Additionally, the cluster automatically gets some disk space. We're going to be configuring some more disk space for Marvin in order to store his files and memory and so forth. So we can see here that the cluster is done. So let's go ahead and launch the storage descriptors. These are the only thing that are specific to our configuration that relate to Google itself. These just define the various types of storage we're going to or be able to materialize. So those are already launched. Let's go ahead and launch Marvin's volume. And as you can see here, we're going to provision 1 gigabyte of disk space, and we should see that in a second. Let's go ahead and look at our disks. And there we go. We've got 1 gigabyte of disk space provisioned. This will not, this disk space will stick around for Marvin even if we replace the machine, and so that way his files and database are persistent. And let's go ahead and launch Marvin. Now, the first time we launch Marvin, he takes about a minute to materialize. We've got to pull the container image. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay, so we see pod initializing. There's Marvin right there. Let's grab his pod description. And as you can see, we're pulling his main image. And it started. So let's go ahead and invite Marvin to our, you can see his presence is available on Slack now. So we're going to invite Marvin. Let's invite him to robot demo. Oh, he's already a member. Okay. Let's type help. And there we go. Marvin is communicating and ready for running our commands and interacting with the programs that we write to make him do new and cool things, tell jokes, etc. Okay, so that's how we launch brand new application from zero cluster all the way to Marvin running in the Google Cloud and in Slack. Let's go ahead and we're going to tear down a few things. So let's go ahead and delete him. First, we're going to delete Marvin himself. And this will show how easy it is to not only create a cluster, but turn it off as well. And we'll get rid of his disk. Okay, and now we're going to delete the entire cluster. And there we go. In a moment, the entire cluster will be gone, and we'll have cleaned up, and we'll no longer be getting billed from Google for this. The environment, this little command line environment that I've been working in here is something I created that allows you to interact with Google Cloud by installing no software other than the Docker environment, and is available on GitHub. Thank you very much.